Executive Summary, Tutorial, and Instructions. The first written section of the business plan is the Executive Summary. This is a summary of the key points and areas of the business plan and is many times judged to be the most important section of the business plan. In the Executive Summary, the content presents the company and describes what it does. In the Executive Summary, briefly explain the company's products, and/or service, and why the business will be successful. The Executive Summary should be at the beginning of the document. As the first section, it should give the reader, either management, partners, investors, lenders, or other interested parties, a nice high-level review of what the overall business encompasses and the strategies it will follow. What is in the Executive Summary should be addressed in depth throughout the remainder of the business plan. The summary should touch on the sections and content that will be detailed in the business plan to give an overall understanding of what will follow. Be captivating, but not overly puffy, as to encourage the reader to want to get deeper into each section and read the whole plan. Make the main points about who, how, and what the company is and does. Given the fact that the Executive Summary is at the front of the business plan, usually read first, and encapsulates sections from the whole document, it becomes a key component of the business plan, and as such, needs to be strong and crisp. Pull in the reader by encompassing the main points of the business, but just give them high points so that they are enticed to read the rest of the document. A subheading in the Executive Summary is the Financial Summary. Here in the business plan, it is common to show the financial highlights for the company over the next few years of operation. Many times, a chart is used to convey the highlights of the financial summary. Financial outlooks, such as revenue, expenses, and profit, are charted here. The next subheading in the Executive Summary is the mission statement. The mission statement is a short declaration of who the company is, what it provides, and its beliefs. The overall philosophy of what the company advocates can be addressed in the mission statement. Finally, in the Executive Summary are objectives. Objectives for a company are clearly defined targets that are set by management or business owners. The marks the company intends to hit by executing on strategies in the plan are written here. Listing company objectives helps to give management and all stakeholders a clearer perspective on what targets the company expects to pursue. These targets do not have to only be financial. Looking at and reviewing objectives can give a means for a company to track growth and reflect on how the company is doing based on what it stated it would do. Objectives should take into account the desires of all those involved with the company. Using the plug-and-plan template to write an executive summary can be done by simply finding the yellow highlighted space on the page and entering your company name. There is also a blue highlighted space where you can type in the location of where you will be providing your services. If you would like to use the template content as a guide and make changes to the writing to best suit your exact business, you can do that as well. You're welcome to stay with the written content the company supplies if suitable for your business. Using the Plug and Plan template, the next page has a chart which provides a financial summary of the company's next 3 years of operations. This chart highlights total income and net income. After you have customized the financial statements for your specific company, you will want to return to this chart and make changes so that they match your new financial statements. By right-clicking this chart, a pop-out will appear. The pop-out will give you several options. You want to scroll down to Edit Data or Edit Data in Excel, and the data table will appear. Once you're in the table, type in and make the necessary changes to the figures. The Plug and Plan template provides a mission statement. You are welcome to use the statement as if it'll work for you, or change it if needed to match up to your exact operation. The Plug and Plan template also provides some sample example objectives for a company in this industry. You are welcome to use them as is if they will work for your specific company, or change if needed to match your exact operation.
Company Description Tutorial and Instructions. The next section of the business plan is the company description. This section provides a wide-ranging background and narrative explanation of the company. The content here should include a broad outline of the products or services. Here, briefly explain who the target customers are, but just briefly, as this will be covered more in-depth in later sections. You will also touch on your company's management and organization. Ownership of the company is often mentioned here in the template. There is mention made to a detailed ownership breakdown in the addendum of the business plan. This structure provides an easy and clean way of utilizing the template's sample content while still covering all business plan requirements. Reference to more details on topics covered is mentioned in this section. The template provides sample content that can be used for a company operating in the industry. Users can feel free to use as they wish. Utilizing the Plug and Plan template, the user will see on the first line there is a yellow highlighted area to type the name of the company. In the second paragraph, there is a blue highlighted area where users will type in the location of where they will be headquartered and operating. If the company will be a small business operating virtually and/or out of a home office, users can add the country, city, state, and neighborhood of where it will be. If there will be an actual office space or a brick-and-mortar business with a storefront, then put those details here when they are known. Type in here what will best suit the specific situation. There is written content for a business operating in the industry the company will be in. Read through the narrative and change anything needed in order to match up exactly to the proposed company. Users are welcome to keep the sample narrative supplied by the template. Marketing and Sales Strategy Tutorial and Instructions. The Marketing and Sales Strategy is the next section of the business plan. In this section, the strategies on how the company will get customers should be discussed. The methods of advertising and communicating to customers and potential customers should be detailed. Products and/or services promotional methods are covered here. Some information about the pricing of the products and/or services the company will have would be mentioned here. Include strategic undertakings that will be used to tell potential customers and existing customers the advantages of purchasing and using the company's products and/or services. Declaration about how the company will penetrate the market by utilizing the marketing strategy should be discussed. The distribution of products and/or services is explained here as well. The Plug and Plan template provides sample content that can be used for the marketing and sales strategy of a company in the industry. If users have some specific marketing methods that are not mentioned, feel free to add them. Market Analysis Tutorial and Instructions. The Market Analysis section of the business plan is where the market of the company will be operating in is explained. Here, it is important to illustrate the industry the company will be operating in. This should be done with a narrative description and possibly a graphic if available and necessary. Industry analysis is often available from third-party research firms. Target market is a subsection in the market analysis section. Here, a description of who the products and/or services will be marketed to is discussed. If the company has a brick-and-mortar operation in which products and/or services will be sold, some data on the location may be included. This data is typically in the form of demographic statistics, which many times include age, income level, marital status, and the like. Competitive analysis is the next subsection of the market analysis area of the business plan. The competition the company will face for its products and/or services should be covered here. There will be direct competitors, other companies that are involved with selling the same products and/or services, and indirect competitors, those companies who sell products and/or services that can be used as alternatives. In this subsection, the competitive advantage the company will have over others in the market is discussed as well. The next subsection under market analysis is the SWOT or SWOT, which stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Here, describe the influences within the company that will lead to or hamper success in achieving goals. There are often external and internal elements that will have a positive or negative impact on the company achieving goals. These should be addressed here. In the plug-and-plan template, users are supplied with a solid market analysis that can be used. Research references are sourced in the back of the plan under the addendum section. In this section, the target market is also discussed for the business. The template provides a high-level target market analysis that can be used as is, or users can add to this area of the business plan by searching for some specific data about the target market they will be operating in. If users wish to dig deeper into their target market and add information into the plan, they will be looking for data such as the demographics of the customers the company will be targeting. The results of an internet search for this information can then be pasted into the business plan here in this section. The plug-and-plan template has a blue highlighted space where users can type in the location of their business and where it will operate. The plug-and-plan template provides a general competitive analysis and advantage statement for the industry that can be used as is or as base content to add to. If users wish, they can add specific competitors within their market. A sample SWOT analysis is included as well with the plug-and-plan template, which covers the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for the business. This SWOT analysis is in the form of a smart art graphic. By clicking it and entering each area of the graphic, users can customize the points if needed to suit their specific company. Management and Organization Tutorial and Instructions. Management and organization are the next section of the business plan. The first subsection here details management. The individuals responsible for operating and overseeing the company should be listed. The next subsection is organization. Here, the template supplies an organizational chart. The chart is in the form of a smart art graphic which shows the organizational structure of the company. Here, the names and titles of the individuals who will be running the company should be detailed. Other employees, contractors, board members, etc. can be inserted into the organizational chart. Often, small businesses may have a limited number of employees. In this case, it is acceptable to detail outsourced help and resources such as an attorney, accountant, etc. It is important to identify any and all required personnel to run the company. If the specific individuals needed have not yet been identified, entering TBA, to be determined, is an option. Utilizing the plug-and-plan template, users will want to add the bios or profiles for the key team members of their company in the blue highlighted area that is pasted in as a place mark. There is an organizational chart which is in the form of a smart art graphic. Click the graphic to enter the different areas of the organizational chart. Users can fill in and edit the team members and their position in the graphic. Products and/or services tutorial and instructions. In the Products and/or Services section, an explanation will be given on what the product and/or service is. Details should be provided to give the reader a clear understanding of the characteristics and features of any and all products and services. This section can vary greatly depending on the products and/or services. When using the Plug-in Plan template under the Products and Services section, users will want to type in the specific products and/or services the company will be offering. There is sample content for a company in the industry that can be used as a base guideline or utilized as is. Appendix, tutorial, and instructions. Lastly, there is an appendix which includes assumptions and references. An appendix in a business plan is a section at the end that provides additional information on the topics explored in the contents of the plan. The assumptions are typically depreciation, income increase, cost of sales, and fixed expense increase, but can be varied depending on the specifics of the company. Also, in the appendix, there is typically detail on the equity ownership of the company and references for research used in the plan. The template has an appendix pasted into the business plan Word document. The assumptions are taken from the Excel worksheets, and users can paste in their own specific assumptions based on their exact venture after completing the Excel workbook. Users of the Plug-in Plan template and its accompanying Excel workbook are welcome to use the sample figures as a guide to create their own appendix.
Monthly cash flow statement projection, tutorial, and instructions. The monthly cash flow statement is a financial report that indicates the details of the company operations for a specific period of time, in this case, monthly, that influence the company's cash account. Inflows and outflows of cash and details about capital flows are quantified in this statement. The cash flow statement indicates the way in which fluctuations in balance sheet accounts as well as income statement accounts impact cash. The template has a cash flow statement projection monthly detail pasted into the business plan Word document. This statement is taken from the Excel workbook. Users of the Plug-in Plan template and its accompanying Excel workbook are welcome to use the sample figures as a guide to create their own statement projections.
Monthly income statement projection, monthly tutorial and instructions. The monthly income statement and profit and loss projection is typically done for startups. This is a report that indicates the revenue and income and expenses of the company in an initial period of the projection time, monthly. The statement reveals the net income and profit or loss the company has for each month of the initial projected time period. The template has an income statement projection monthly detail pasted into the business plan Word document for an initial time period. This statement is taken from the Excel workbook. Users of the Plug-in Plan template and its accompanying Excel workbook are welcome to use the sample figures as a guide to create their own statement projections. Yearly Projected Balance Sheet Statements Tutorial and Instructions. The yearly balance sheet statement is a financial report of a company that gives a view of the assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. Taken together, an observation of these three pieces of the financial puzzle provide investors, lenders, management, and all interested parties an idea as to what the company owns and owes, as well as the amount invested by stakeholders. The balance sheet provides a measure of a business's value at a particular point in time. It is considered a snapshot in time. The template has a yearly balance sheet statement projection summary pasted into the business plan Word document. This statement is taken from the Excel workbook. Users of the Plug and Plan template and its accompanying Excel workbook are welcome to use the sample figures as a guide to create their own statement projections. Yearly Projected Cash Flow Statements Tutorial and Instructions. The yearly cash flow statement is a report that indicates the details of the company operations for a specific period of time that influence the company's cash account. Inflows and outflows of cash and details about capital flows are quantified in the statement. The cash flow statement indicates the way in which fluctuations in balance sheet accounts as well as income statement accounts impact cash. The template has a yearly cash flow statement projection summary pasted into the Business Plan Word document. This statement is taken from the Excel workbook. Users of the Plug and Plan template and its accompanying Excel workbook are welcome to use the sample figures as a guide to create their own statement projections. Yearly Income Statement Tutorial and Instructions. The yearly income statement and profit and loss is a report that indicates the revenue and income and expenses of the company over a period of time. The statement reveals the net income and profit or loss the company has for the specific time period. The template has a yearly income statement projection summary pasted into the Business Plan Word document. This statement is taken from the Excel workbook. Users of the Plug and Plan template and its accompanying Excel workbook are welcome to use the sample figures as a guide to create their own statement projections. Common for EBITDA and break-even tutorial and instructions. EBITDA is a barometer of how a company is financially performing. By taking out the expenses for any debt and adding back any interest and taxes that may have taken place over the projected period, a clear picture of the company's earning ability is shown. EBITDA is common for lenders and investors to look at when making a lending or investing decision for a company. A break-even analysis indicates when the business will be able to cover all of its expenses and begin making a profit. This analysis calculates the minimum amount of sales needed to cover costs. This is especially critical for startup businesses as it shows the sales threshold that needs to be surpassed before the business becomes profitable. The template has an EBITDA earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization chart pasted into the document. The template also includes a break-even analysis which is taken from the Excel workbook as well and pasted into the Business Plan Word document. Financials Tutorial and Instructions. The financials are the next section. An essential element of the business plan, it is common for projections for next several years of financial performance to be detailed in income statement and profit and loss, cash flow, and balance sheets. Investors, management, partners, and shareholders may be interested in reviewing financial statement projections for the company. The act of preparing financial projections can be helpful for company management and owners. Thinking through financial estimate projections for the company can get everyone responsible for obtaining goals aware of what's needed to attain them. The template provides an explanation and analysis of the financial statements included in the plan. The financial statement projections then follow. There are several financial statements as well as a chart and a break-even analysis that are taken from the Excel workbook and pasted into the Business Plan Template Word document.